Greetings from Boston. You know, I think the biggest problem with the weak era theory with respect to Roger Federer and the idea that Roger Federer is the greatest tennis player of all time is that indisputably Roger Federer has effectively fought off a number of different generations of tennis players and has stopped the careers, literally, of a number of players that could have, I mean, were it not for the great Roger Federer, these players could have gone on to become all-time greats. I think that that characterization aptly describes Andy Roddick. I think Andy Roddick really could have been the next Pete Sampras were it not for Roger Federer. But even now, the younger generation, we can talk about the generation of the Cilics and the Del Potros and the Wawrinkas. And we can also talk about this new up-and-coming generations, the Dimitrovs, even younger, of course, the Zverevs, Shapovalov, Chung. Federer, although he has not played Shapovalov, Federer is effectively fighting off multiple generations of players. Now, some are kind of fading by the wayside by way of sort of attrition and injury, but Federer is doing business, is doing battle with multiple generations right now, and one of those generations is a younger generation, and Federer is truly bewildering these younger players to a greater extent than he is, in fact, the older players. But now, of course, he's battling off, finally, the Nadal generation in a very decisive way. Now, Djokovic is a question mark, and we'll have to figure out what happens with him, but the point is that he's doing business with multiple generations right now and succeeding and fighting them all off. So the new world number one need not really consider this idea of a weak era theory as anything credible. Because it's simply not. And I want to remind you that we here at Tennis Talk Daily have had discussions about this. I have a video up about weak era, and we have been having some excellent discussions. And I challenge you to find another channel where the discussions are so in-depth, in the comments in particular. I'm not talking about my videos, although I think I do cover some detail in these videos, but I'm talking about in the comments. I think there might be a couple of others that compare, but I will say this: we are doing a great job just having a lively, vigorous discussion that does involve, in fact, very contrary viewpoints sometimes. We'll have people come on in the comments that really do, you know, fighting defenses of Nadal, and we have a number of people that come on and do comments, but for the most part, it's very civil. We've been having some great discussions, so subscribe to the channel, participate in the discussions, or just watch the videos. I would love to hear from all of you, but this is one of the definite benefits of this channel, is the degree, the level of the discussion that we're having. So one thing I wanted to talk about today was just sort of doing a reality check here. We're feeling, for the Fed fans anyways, we're feeling sort of euphoric. I mean, it's almost miraculous what Roger Federer has been doing. One of the things that we have to realize and prepare ourselves for is that dominance like this does not last forever. There may be problems. Roger has a very tall task ahead of him right now, not with Dubai. I think Dubai is actually a good proposition for him right now. The competition's not going to be very difficult for him over there, and it's pretty much easy points. It's going to be much harder for Nadal and Acapulco. But his big task will be defending this Sunshine Double. I mean, that is an incredible achievement that he made last year, and he has his work cut out for him before any consideration of clay or anything. And then, of course, there is the question of the clay season. If he sits it out, I mean, that could be an opportunity for Nadal. On the other hand, Nadal does have a lot of points to defend on clay. There's lots to lose for Nadal on clay. There's a bit of an upside as well, but he's got about 4,500, 4,480 points to defend on clay alone. So whereas Roger, you know, in the upcoming couple of weeks, if he doesn't play Dubai, he only has a couple thousand, whereas Nadal before Wimbledon has got a lot more to defend. So it's a question whether Federer wants to kind of let that play out and let maybe Rafa Nadal kind of hang himself if he's not playing well, rather than trying to do an intense clay court season. But the point is that we're doing a reality check here. This is tennis. Players lose in tennis. Even Federer loses in tennis. He will lose. I do guarantee you one thing. I guarantee you he'll win. I can pretty much guarantee he'll win a number of other titles this year, including more Grand Slams, but I can also pretty much guarantee that he will lose on one day or another for various reasons. It just happens. These are great tennis players out there on the professional circuit. And so Federer is going to be, of course, giving it his all. But let's prepare ourselves. He is human. He did demonstrate that much in Rotterdam. He's human. So those are really my big comments. I had a couple of comments from viewers about my last video, and I noted it's been a theme in some of my videos that I believe Roger is for the most part anti-strategic. He doesn't come out with inflexible, fixed strategies, and some readers believe that's wrong. They rely on his interview comments, and sometimes his interview comments will suggest strategies of one kind or another. But one valuable comment that the viewers have made is also that tennis is not really amenable to these fixed strategies. You have to be flexible, and that's true. But I guess what I'm saying is that Roger is more flexible, more adaptable, more willing and able to let go of one strategy or one approach that he's been using and start favoring another. But again, I don't think there's a lot of preconceived notions going out onto the court that are going to clutter up his mind. I don't think it's happening, folks, and I will stand on that position. I think it's one of the keys to his greatness, and I think one of the keys to the people losing to Federer, the opponents who lose to him, is that they come in with strategies and they are unable to adapt as the match progresses, and Grigor Dimitrov is Exhibit A for that proposition. So let me know what you think about that. The other piece of this, in terms of describing how this chameleon and diamond metaphor works, see my last video on that, is that there's something of a kind of grout that holds it all together as well, and that comes from one, Federer's true love of the game, and that's what people that know him are always saying, and it's pretty clear from his personal commentary as well. I mean, he has a deep love for the game of tennis. He enjoys playing tennis. He enjoys the game. He will continue to play tennis for the rest of his life, whether he's playing big tournaments or not. He said that he just loves tennis. He's loved it his whole life. That's what he does. In fact, I mean, his talent has been sports with balls. When he was younger, when he was 5 years old, he was hitting balls around, even tennis balls, and basketball was a big favorite of his for a while, but of course tennis is the big one, and he loves the game. So that's the first factor, but then also the experience, and this is one of the keys to Federer effectively fending off these younger up-and-comers, is his experience, and he notes that again in interview after interview. So again, the grout that holds it all together, his love of the game, and his experience, his kind of store of experiences, his storehouse of experiences, as it were, that he can draw on. I mean, he's been here, he's done this. It's a been there, done that thing for him in virtually every match court. And in virtually every point, in virtually every scenario he finds himself, he's just got so much experience under his belt. We have more videos coming. We have more news coming. We're going to hear about Dubai. We have more great tennis coming. Acapulco is going to be great irrespective of whether Federer plays Dubai. Remember, we love tennis, we love Roger Federer, but we also love tennis and we love the great players. So I'm going to give some coverage to some of these other tournaments, particularly if Federer is not playing Dubai. Let's have a good discussion about some of these contenders. Congratulations to Kyle Anderson for winning the New York Open in a hard-fought battle with Sam Querrey. There are great players. Federer's at the top. He's our #1. He's our GOAT. But the game is what we love, and we love the great players, and we welcome all the great players. So subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and I will look forward to seeing you and hearing from you soon. Bye-bye.